Hey everyone, I'm Jonathan Shaw, founder of Decoding Pain, and in this video I'm going to share a story with you about my mum's blood pressure. Now I know this is kind of diverting off from chronic pain, but I do treat all kinds of problems, and I want to share this story with you because it really illustrates the problem with a poor diagnosis and then the wrong therapy. And in my last two videos, last four videos I should say, that was the focus of them. The focus was how to know if you're getting the right diagnosis and how to know if you're having the right therapy. And this is a classic example. So one day I got a call from my dad. It was about 2 years ago. It was on a Sunday, and my dad called me up and said, "Your mum needs to go to hospital." And so, you know, I know what my dad's like. He panics a lot about a lot of things, or, you know, he did. He passed away recently. But I know he used to be like, he used to panic about a lot of things. And so I said to him, why does she need to go to hospital? He said, "Oh, well, she's had blood pressure problems." So I asked him to put mum on the phone. And basically what happened was, in the week, or a week before, my mum had been suffering with some symptoms. And she decided to go to a local GP. And the GP had told her that it was her blood pressure, and put her on blood pressure tablets. Now, during the few days that she started taking those blood pressure tablets, she started experiencing pain in her arms, both arms. And 2 more days into that, the pain had got worse. And this was the Sunday I got the call. So she'd called the emergency doctor, and the emergency doctor said, "You've got to get down to hospital immediately." So naturally they panicked. The doctors went, "Oh my God, heart attack or stroke." So I rushed over there to take mum to hospital. But before I did, I just had a quick look at her to see what was going on. When I realised what was going on, I realised there were 2 problems. One was her stress levels. So I addressed the chronic stress. As I've always say to people, 3 causes of pain: biological stress, lack of flexibility, poor movement. So there was some stress going on in her body. The second thing that was happening was, in her body, she'd actually trapped a blood vessel. And what this meant was that the blood pressure couldn't go through the vessel properly. The blood couldn't flow through it, so the blood pressure was restricted. And it was trapped kind of in the middle of her back on her left side. So how did that relate to poor flexibility or poor movement? Well, the blood vessel didn't have much flexibility. It wasn't moving correctly, and her back wasn't moving correctly. It was tightening. So all I did was release that. Once I released the trapped blood vessel, all of the pain disappeared from her arms within about 10 minutes. I then de-stressed her, and she relaxed and calmed down. I then took her down to the hospital. We saw the doctor. The doctor took her blood pressure, and her blood pressure was absolutely fine. All of her symptoms disappeared, and she's been healthy from that problem ever since. And that was about 2 years ago. So my thing is here, I wanted to share that with you because it's very difficult. It's very easy to get caught into this trap of being diagnosed with something that potentially was really, really simple and can look very, very dangerous. But actually, it was really easy. Now, don't misunderstand me. If you have high blood pressure, then obviously follow medical advice and do what doctors say. But in this particular instance, it was a poor diagnosis. The person hadn't looked at my mum. They hadn't looked her over, and it actually, to be honest, made me horrified, if I'm honest, because if I hadn't been there, they would have changed her medication, which is what the emergency doctor wanted to do. They would have just carried on with the medication, not examined her, not looked at her, not treated her as a person and looked at the whole, and only treated the symptoms, not the root cause. And she would have suffered and possibly in more pain. And she was frightened as well because she believed she was having a heart attack or a stroke, because that's what we get taught happens when you get pain in your arms. And it affected me because my mum was stressed and my dad was stressed, and I wasn't very happy with the doctors at the time. Now, I understand doctors, you know, they're very stressed, but that was a poor diagnosis, and it was a poor therapy to give her because it was the wrong thing. Because actually, the blood pressure medication made it worse because the blood wasn't going through properly because it was trapped. So when you took the blood medication, that was trying to push it through, and that was just making it worse. So please be careful with the diagnosis that you get given. Please be careful with the therapy you get given. If you are suffering, if you are in pain, and no matter what you're doing, it's not working, and you would like my advice, you'd like to know how I would look at it, then please email me at jonathan@decodingpain.com, and or call me if you're in the UK, and I look forward to hearing from you and helping you solve your problem if I can. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, keep smiling, and I look forward to seeing you on another video.